Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to another episode of Life of Feudal Forest Village. We're obsessing over our wall, which is pretty damn sweet. I love the idea of shields on walls like this. One of my many fantasies about what my life will be like later on is that I'll own many properties, some of which, at least one of which will be like a medieval castle. Ideally actually in Europe. Like a proper castle, and I will, well, I don't know. I would see, the problem is I would want like to make it somewhat modernized so that it had everything I wanted. So maybe not like a real castle, because the problem is if it's a real castle, I'd feel really not good about making modifications to it. I firmly believe that that kind of a thing should be preserved. So it'd be nice to own something like that, and probably cheaper than you might think, because I don't think it's the kind of thing that people generally would want to buy unless they had way too much money. So I'd probably prefer to have like my own that's kind of modernized and stuff. It'd be really cool to have that, and then like it'd be even cooler to have like a castle with walls and stuff and like a whole area, and then you could say like, well, what if you have like a big airsoft game there? And like you have guys up here and they're sniping, and then I don't know. I have a lot of fantasies. Oh, hello bear. You don't belong here. Get out of here. I don't know. There's a lot of things I think would be cool that are probably kind of like disjointed and insane, so I have a lot of ideas about things that I might want to do but should never actually do. Is that already done? What the hell happened? I only... Wow, okay. Oh, never mind. I thought I designated one recently and I don't think I did. Yeah, I think that one was like mid to late last episode. It's hard to remember. Okay. Upgrades are nearing completion. I am pleased by this. This is a pretty cool looking wall. Raiders definitely wouldn't be able to... Hey, raiders have landed on the island. Where are you jerks? Oh, you're down here? Oh man, you guys are in for a world of hurt. Let's see how good our defenses are. I think this one killed 2 or 3, and this one got 1 of them, and this is the only thing that got lit on fire. I think we're good. That was it. It's just these are a little bit further back, so stuff like this is vulnerable, but that's fine, we don't really care. It's totally fine that it gets burned. It's not really next to anything that can burn anyway, so who cares, right? Doesn't matter. I'd love to have like watchtowers like this, that'd be really cool. Have like a night, or not, maybe not a watchtower, but I would love to live... Oh wow, that actually looks pretty cool. That's because it's under construction, it's gonna look different when it's finished. I think it'd be pretty cool to be... trying to think here. Are these not... They are finished. Why is this one totally different than this one? Whatever. That doesn't look as cool as I thought it would. It'd be cool to live in like a... live around a mountain and have like a really tall building. I would want to have like a tower almost. To live, and living like in, not necessarily in the mountains, but like in an unpopulated area that's got mountains around it, maybe like in a valley, but like in the foothills of a mountain, so you're kind of elevated, but you're not like all the way up a mountain or anything. And then have like a tower where you can go up and just kind of look out over the mountain. And it'd be really, you know, get some nice telescopes, and it'd be pretty nice to have an observatory as well. And then Mainly when I said telescope, I meant more like binoculars, but higher power and better quality, so that you can kind of be like, hey, what's going on down at the river? And you can go look at it and you see all the animals and everything and just kind of observe life in the forest and see, you know, what's going on. I think that'd be really cool. I want to just have that and have this really peaceful opportunity. That will be my dream, is if I'm filthy, filthy rich, I'd get a house like that, and it would have... I think the observatory is cool, but not necessary in my book. Like, it'd be cool to have, because obviously the stars are awesome, and being able to look out into the night sky when you're out in the... kind of the middle of nowhere a little bit, and you're, you know, there's no light pollution, really. That'd be really fun. But I'm not as into the stars as you might think I would be, as someone who's interested in science and everything. I'm interested in going to space, but if I'm not actually going there, I'm just looking at it, that doesn't really do anything. Because I could, you know, anyone can look at the sky. That's easy. Obviously, it's a little different when you have a telescope, but I don't know. I just don't see it being as exciting as I think maybe just observing life in the forest would be, for example. It seems more interesting to me. But the tower thing, and then like having a nice big self-cleaning or something, so I don't have to scale the tower to clean the outside of the windows. Big windows on the tower, and then kind of really just spend my time writing and playing games and recording stuff, or talking about stuff, or, you know, enjoying life, really. Eating delicious food. That's like, if I could spend like half my time cooking and the other half eating, and then whatever time is left playing games and doing kind of whatever I wanted that was productive, probably what I would, well, really I'd learn to program and then try to start a game development company, but it's like I could love my life so much if I could do stuff like that. So much fun. I forgot to take the wood out of this. I forgot that I actually have to take it out. They're not just going to use it as like a storage place. Okay, that probably wasn't the best place to put the wood, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's only... Oh no, it was like 16,000, so maybe that was a poor decision. Let's not do that. Why don't you put it in the other one that's empty? Right there. It's not empty. I meant this one, I just forgot which of the two it was. It's fine though, it doesn't matter. Hey, so that's a finished one. See, that looks pretty cool. It's like, definitely, it's stone behind it, so it's protected, but then it's got a wood kind of facade that'll protect archers from arrows, basically. It looks like that's what they're pretty much all... I'm wondering if this one's different because of the... like, there's a pavement here. I think that was making it weird. But I'm curious to see how that works. We shall see. How's this going? Almost done. Not done yet, but it's getting there. That's good. I could probably afford to start the next one. I think that's going to be it. I'm pretty sure I queued it up properly. It's funny how long it takes now, though, because they all think they have to walk all the way up, but they can, technically, I think they can work from the bottom. They just don't. Or they prefer not to, anyway. I might have put the tower too close, but whatever. Yeah, this is sweet. This looks really cool. It's pretty tall, too. I don't really need, I could put one over here. This is a little more difficult, though. Not sure how it's gonna work. But I could definitely put one over here. And I think I maybe should. Ooh, the game did not like that. I designated those trees to get chopped down. It did not enjoy that. He was very unhappy about what I did there. Alright, so we have our defenses here. Should probably put some... I mean, you could justify putting stuff up here, but this is kind of big. That'd be a pretty major problem. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Never mind. You could go right across here. It'd probably be fine. And then I think with that, I'd be fully sealed in. I mean, between these two, basically, I could be fully sealed in. So I should level this out a bit. Kind of flatten. Could maybe justify flatten at height. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with that too much. Hey, it's winter and I never took anyone off farming. How long has it been? It's been winter for a really long time. I am smart. Did you guys know that? Did you know that I'm smart? I knew that. To be fair, fantasizing about having an amazing house in the hills or something is distracting, to say the least. Is there? I always feel like, yeah, there's one more. There's 4 now. I always forget one of them. It's either the gatherers or the beekeepers. I always forget. I'm actually kind of sad I can't upgrade them anymore. I want like more versions. It's cool. Wish I could do more stuff there. It kind of makes me want to play... You know what I'd really love to play that I never really got into, but is totally my kind of game, is Medieval Engineers. Is absolutely my kind of game, and I would probably love that, but it's such like a long... What are you doing, dude? There's just a deer that's like, oh, what's this stairway? I want to go up here. Oh, it's a moose. Of course it's a moose. Disregard, not a deer. I misdiagnosed one of my own kind. I'm aware that misdiagnosed is not the correct word in that situation, but I'm using it anyway. Well, that was dumb of me. But yeah, Medieval Engineers, Space Engineers too. Honestly, both of those games seem like right up my alley, and I will probably... That might be like, oh man, when I... So I'm probably going to take like 2 weeks off of work sometime in like... Oh god, this is gonna... I just realized it's going to be in June and July, and it's going to make... I'm going to be miserable, because usually during that period of time I relish my time at work because work is air-conditioned, and my home is not, and it's real hot. So, especially because Karen and I will both be here, both using our computers, which heats up the room. But I'm probably going to buy an AC unit. I should probably do that now, before the... Sorry, kind of tired, which is why I need to take 2 weeks off, but probably like... What winds up happening most of the time is around when it starts heating up. Obviously, people start buying the AC units. And what's likely going to happen is by the time I get off my ass to buy one of them, they're going to be sold out because everyone already bought them all. Like last year there was a major heat wave, and I stupidly didn't buy... Oh, I forgot. Of course, like I said, I always forget one. Oh wait, no, it's early spring. In my mind, somehow I was like, I had Moose, you fucked up, you left people on the farms during winter, and then it was spring and I see, hey, there's no snow, my people aren't doing any farming, so I saw the apiary and saw there was no one on it, and I was like, oh, Moose, you idiot, you forgot to put people in the apiary. Like, those two things were the same thing, like the winter screw-up was the same as the screw-up. This isn't really screw-up, though, it's early spring. I just didn't, like, the mental trigger didn't go off to change people's professions. Because, again, I'm focused more on talking than I am playing. Which I'm fine with, I don't know if you guys particularly care. I think that's everyone. Technically, I should have those 9 people fishing, and I think now's a good time to do that, because I don't really need the builders. Let's do that. Probably can designate this guy. 99% sure I got that one right, but there's a little doubt in the back of my head that's like, oh dude, you offset it by 1, you screwed up big time. Speaking of offsets, I've been working still on that report that feels like it becomes more complex by the day, and it involves a lot of offsets, because that's a thing in Excel VBA when you're identifying what cell to use. Offset's easier than having 20 variables. They all get incremented. Basically, if you're dealing with a spreadsheet, obviously you have different cells that you need to reference, and you may be filling out data on one line to put in like an entry, and you'd say, well, the key or the first column would be your variable, and you'd store what line you're on in that variable, and then you'd use an offset from there to say, hey, give me one column, move one column to the right, and then I'm gonna put something there. So offset's super valuable for doing that kind of thing, and I use it all the time because you should use it all the time. It'd be kind of insane not to use it all the time. I wish this would build quicker. I have such glorious plans for what this is gonna be, but it's gonna take, like, actually forever to finish. I might stop it early, just because it's gonna get really out of control really quickly. I think if I go up, like... I was planning on going all the way around, and looping, and then this would be the end, and then it'd be a flat area in the middle where I'd build stuff. But if I do that, it's gonna go so high that I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Like, I actually don't think I'll be able to interact with it if it goes up too high. Is this good enough? Yeah, you know what? I think this is good enough. I'm worried about this drop-off, but I can do something about that. The problem is, the only thing I'm really worried about is making it far enough out to block everything. Even if I don't block everything, technically I could just put a tower down there and anything that tried to go through would just die, but I don't really want to have to rely on that. I'm going to do it anyway, just in case there is a pathway through, but I would prefer if it just stopped everything at the doorway, because that's the more correct method, but building along the shoreline like that is difficult. Because even if... I mean, in real life, it'd just be like, well, who cares? If you built out to the water, they'd just go in the water briefly and get around it, right? Like, that's not actually a defense. But, yeah, whatever. Let us get started. Really? Oh, right, because the thing's being... I was like, why is that not buildable? It doesn't make any sense. In fact, it makes all the sense. It's completely logical. Terraforming blocks building. Makes sense to me. I love that, like, there's a little... you can see these, I guess those are... that's stone, probably? No, it's wood. It's wood. Oh, so there... okay, I understand. There was a tree here, they had to cut down the tree, so now there's, like, 3 wood just kind of hanging out in this giant pillar of dirt that's being stretched into the heavens. That's kind of funny. In, like, a ridiculous way. Are any of these kind of lagging behind? Not really. They're actually doing a really good job of getting the fish out of here. Like, this one's the worst and it's close by, so probably just hasn't been picked up recently. That one's bad, that one's bad. This segment is much worse. I don't really know why. Doesn't matter that much, but it's definitely much worse. Probably because it's kind of further from housing. Like, this is close to the houses, reasonably. It's actually not that close, but it's close enough that it's a non-issue, I think, whereas the other ones are pretty far away, so it's a little more difficult. Oh good, they picked the wood off of the pile of dirt. Good for them. Does it actually, like, yeah, it does. Okay, so it gives you like a cheat. How does it do it here? Kinda does it, I think. I think this is probably the right one. But I don't really want to risk it when we're gonna deal with chaos and taking like an hour and a half to build the damn thing, so let's not. Anyway, that is going to do it as I place this wall just to get us started. That is going to do it for today's episode, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us. I hate that. I have to wait for it to do stuff. But yeah, okay, let's try that one more time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, there's always the streams over at twitch.tv/electronicmoose, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. PST, 9 to 11 p.m. EST. Feel free to come by and check out a stream. If not, thanks for watching here on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Take care.